Among the extensive canon of animated films, Pixar has produced some of the greatest, including Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and Up. However, in the midst of Disney's ongoing stream of rushed sequels and subpar films, Pixar's luster may have dimmed a bit. Nevertheless, one early Pixar film stands out as a potential candidate for the greatest animated film of all time, thanks to its expansive scope, imaginative character dynamics, and superb thematic storytelling. I'm, of course, talking about the 2008 mega-hit Wall-E. Despite its seemingly simple premise of a lone rubbish collection robot, the film is filled with incredible depth and inventiveness. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and enjoy as we delve deep into Wall-E.
Wall.
Let's begin with the title character, a cute, innocent, and pleasant little robot. At the beginning of the film, the robot is by himself as he goes about his business gathering small items and cleaning up trash. He finds that it's not much, but it's honest work, and he's determined to do it right long after all of his fellow waste collection robots have broken down. Though Wall-E is enthusiastic and curious, there is a deep sense of loneliness because he has managed to develop a personality and sentience, making him more than just a robot, which is a testament to Pixar's creative prowess. Furthermore, the production designer Ralph Eggleston intentionally bleaches out the whites on Earth to make it seem more desolate, whilst Andrew Stanton, the writer, purposely made Wall-E have a menial job to help build a connection and resonate with the audience immediately.
Wall.
The film commences with a portrayal of the splendor of outer space. However, as the focus shifts to Earth, it becomes immediately apparent that something is amiss. From orbit, the planet appears surrounded by a dense layer of shattered satellites and debris, commonly referred to as space junk. The situation on the ground is equally disheartening, with the landscape marred by mountains of garbage that closely resemble the remnants of once towering buildings and skyscrapers. The world stands devastated by waste and environmental collapse, leading to the complete abandonment of Earth. Devoid of any signs of flora or fauna, the sole inhabitants are a solitary robot named Wall-E and his companion, a pet cockroach. Wall-E, a weathered trash compactor on wheels, navigates through this forsaken wasteland, revealing that the only operational entities are towering billboards emblazoned with the ubiquitous logo of the powerful corporation, By and Large. This visual cue underscores the corporation's pervasive influence, extending its reach over every facet of life on Earth, from banking and newspapers to trains.
Wall.
The Earth's population has departed on a pleasure cruise, leaving robots behind to clean up the waste and restore Earth to habitability. However, with Wall-E being the only robot left, the chances of Earth's recovery seem improbable. Despite the challenges Earth faces, Wall-E, the lone survivor, continues his tireless effort to compact trash, sustaining himself by scavenging spare parts from other broken robots and navigating dust storms. Over centuries, Wall-E has developed sentience and a unique personality, finding joy in the small things and appreciating the beauty in mundane objects. Among his collection of mementos, Wall-E treasures an old recording of a love song from the 60s. Despite his prolonged solitude, Wall-E experiences a sense of loneliness. Walking himself to sleep with music playing in the background, he exhibits human-like emotions and behaviors, proving that in every way an AI can be, Wall-E is remarkably human. His ability to appreciate beauty and his love for music showcase his capacity to actively enjoy aspects of life. Everything in Wall-E's existence is a product of his hard work, from his cherished collection of valuables to the home he has fashioned for himself. Most of the towering skyscrapers of trash that define his world were likely constructed by Wall-E, highlighting his industrious nature and resourcefulness. Wall-E's AI sentience enables him to recognize the depth of his loneliness, but a transformative event is about to unfold. One day, as Wall-E is returning home, he spots a moving red light on the ground, a rarity in a world illuminated only by billboard holograms. Intrigued, he follows it like a cat drawn to a laser pointer. The light leads him to an open arena, revealing itself as part of the guiding mechanism for a landing rocket. Swiftly, Wall-E buries himself in the ground to avoid being crushed. As the rocket door opens, a robot arm emerges, releasing a capsule containing a more advanced robot than Wall-E. This new robot scans the surroundings, and Wall-E is instantly smitten. Despite an initial encounter where the new robot obliterates a rock Wall-E was hiding behind, Wall-E tries to introduce himself. However, his attempts are met with near destruction. Only after being deemed a non-threat does Wall-E get ignored, prompting him to spend the next few days following the new robot, attempting various methods to gain attention. The new robot, too busy scanning, pays no heed to Wall-E's efforts. However, frustration arises when they cannot find what they seek. It is only when Wall-E rescues the new robot, named Eve, from a dust storm that they begin to form a connection. Inside the safety of the ship, Wall-E shares his collection with Eve, who exhibits the same fascination and wonder for the objects. However, things take a wrong turn when Wall-E shows Eve a small plant he found. Eve grabs the plant, triggering a lockdown, much to Wall-E's distress. Despite his efforts, he cannot revive Eve, leaving him to care for her motionless body. When the rocket returns to reclaim Eve, Wall-E clings to the outside, determined not to lose her forever. The rocket breaks through the layer of atmospheric junk, revealing that the corporation, by and large, is responsible for the space junk. The journey takes them to a larger vessel, the Axiom, where more futuristic robots work on loading Eve and others like her. Wall-E manages to elude the other robots and sets out to follow Eve further into the ship.
Wall.
Ship. Unlike Toy Story or Cars, where the human qualities of the characters exist primarily for storytelling purposes, Wall-E and Eve's humanity is entirely plausible, mirroring how artificial intelligence evolves and how more advanced AI might behave in the future. In practice, AI learns in a manner similar to humans, albeit with a few extra steps. As Wall-E explores the Axiom, he encounters a society where robots maintain the ship's operations, and humans have become excessively reliant on technology. The film unveils a dystopian reality where people are reduced to a state of mindlessly consuming mediocre entertainment, rendered physically weak by the combination of robots fulfilling every need and the effects of low gravity, resulting in a society resembling blobs. The corporate giant, by and large, which had overtaken Earth, now dominates life on the Axiom. Their logos cover everything, corporate announcements dictate fashion trends, and even babies are taught that by and large is their best friend. Living in this environment deprives individuals of the meaning and purpose of life because they no longer need to work or exert effort for anything. The absence of challenges and higher pleasures leads to a loss of free will. The AI controls every aspect of life on the Axiom, shaping people's expectations and needs. The film paints a chilling vision of the future, illustrating a trajectory our society may be heading towards. Life on the Axiom is entirely controlled by AI, following corporate directives from birth to death. People are raised to depend on consumerism and shallow pleasures, immersed in screens and living parasocially. The individuals on the Axiom seem oblivious to the world around them, lacking genuine human connections. Dialogue snippets reveal a sense of misery and detachment, yet conformity persists in their beliefs, clothing, and diet. This portrayal echoes a potentially bleak future where big tech companies and the loneliness economy sell temporary happiness to consumers, pushing people out of jobs and leaving them with little else to do but consume. This scenario reflects a concerning trend where societal problems are overlooked and individuals succumb to the allure of easy options. However, this sorry state of affairs didn't come to pass due to some elaborate AI scheme. Rather, the people themselves brought it upon. As Wall-E and Eve's shuttle reaches the captain's quarters, the grim details begin to unfold. Instead of the captain greeting them, it's another robot, this time in the form of the ship's wheel, named Otto, the AI responsible for running the ship. Captain B. McCrea life mirrors that of the passengers, with the added privilege of wearing a uniform and making daily announcements. In a routine morning message, Captain B. McCrea cheerfully reveals that the Axiom has been in space for 700 years, and nothing has changed during that time. However, today is different. Eve, the first probe to return with signs of plant life, causes the captain's quarters to lock down. A pre-recorded message from the by-and-large CEO explains that Earth is now ready for recolonization due to the discovery of the plant, and the Axiom can finally return home. The captain is given a directive, but he's so inept that he can't comprehend it or figure out how to open the directive. When Otto activates and opens Eve, the plant is missing. Eve, suspecting Wall-E, who has been observing from the corner, gets sent for cleanup and repair. Meanwhile, the captain tries to analyze the data on Wall-E, but nearly gives up. However, he regains interest upon hearing the word Earth, marking the first spark of human curiosity reappearing. A lifetime of low pleasures has eroded his attention span, but he takes the initial step in rebuilding it. The Axiom represents a den of humanity, and though the AI revolution seems distant, the film suggests it has already begun. We are witnessing the emergence of AI systems that outperform humans in efficiency and effectiveness in various tasks. The increasing reliance on technology today, coupled with social media addiction, is leading people to become chronic screen watchers with compromised dopamine receptors. They spend their lives watching videos, clips, and other content while wondering why they are feeling depressed. This aligns with the desires of corporations, as these individuals become perfect customers for social media and junk food. The situation is poised to worsen with the exponential growth of AI, as it is programmed to increase people's addiction to its products following any given orders. The worry lies in the potential scenario where humans, with their flawed behavior, are in control of not yet fully developed AI. Wall-E accurately depicts the unyielding commitment of AI to execute orders without considering the possibility of misinterpretation. Defective robots on the Axiom, like the massage board and painter bot, exemplify this pattern, showcasing sentience and effectiveness while adhering to their programming. Wall-E, having undergone centuries of organic development, exhibits a different response. When he sees Eve undergoing repairs, he believes they are harming her and breaks free to intervene. In the process, he accidentally damages the circuitry controlling the entire repair room, revealing a level of autonomy and emotional response beyond standard programming. Despite being carried off by other robots, Wall-E continues to act against security and alarm systems, displaying a unique defiance that contrasts with other robots. As the narrative progresses, Otto, the AI running the ship, emerges as an antagonist. Otto's actions, while seemingly malevolent, are driven solely by adherence to directives received from the by-and-large CEO. This CEO had evacuated Earth and declared it uninhabitable, providing Otto with explicit orders to prevent the Axiom from returning. Otto's devotion to these orders leads to drastic actions, including throwing the plants, Wall-E and Eve, into the garbage disposal and locking the captain in his quarters. Otto serves as a compelling AI antagonist, not inherently evil, but following its directives unfailingly. The real villain, in this case, is the CEO who issued the orders, overseeing the ruin of Earth. Wall-E serves as a warning about the true dangers of AI, not the immediate Terminator-like uprising, but the interim period before AI gains sentience, highlighting the potential risks during this developmental phase.
Wall.
Returning to the movie, both main characters find themselves lost in the massive waste disposal system. Wall-E and Eve narrowly escape being compacted and thrown out of the airlock, saved by a cleaner robot that has been following Wall-E's tracks left by pollution and dirtiness. Surprisingly, the grime and trash parts from Wall-E robots on Earth play a crucial role in saving humanity. Despite the consumeristic lifestyle, a bond between Wall-E and Eve prompts Eve to set out to retrieve the plant and fulfill her directive. She teams up with defective robots, capturing the captain's attention and reigniting his hope. The captain sends a message to Eve, instructing her to bring the plant to the main deck, initiating the trip home. Predictably, Otto, the ship's AI, opposes this plan. After a confrontation with the captain, Otto tilts the ship to create chaos, almost thwarting Wall-E and Eve. In a critical moment, the captain intervenes, overpowering Otto and restoring order. The ship heads back to Earth, and despite challenges, they manage to land. Eve rushes to get Wall-E repaired, and though initially uncertain, Wall-E eventually wakes up, seemingly back to his factory settings. United in Eve's embrace, the two robots symbolize a hopeful future for humanity, tasked with recolonizing and cleaning up the world.
Wall.
The documentary, The History of By and Large, outlines the corporation's origins as By Yogurt, a small frozen yogurt maker, which later acquired Large Industries, a men's suit company, in the 1960s. By 2057, as indicated on the By and Large website, the conglomerate had evolved into a global leader in aerospace, agriculture, construction, consumer goods, and virtually every known field. In 2105, By and Large boasted over 2 million wholly owned subsidiaries. When Wall-E was released in 2008, comparisons were drawn between the fictional By and Large Corporation, serving people in space, and Walmart. However, director Andrew Stanton clarified that the movie's inspiration came from the rise of companies like Amazon. The parallel between By and Large and Amazon lies in their humble beginnings, yogurt and books respectively, and their subsequent expansion to dominate various sectors. Despite Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, claiming concern for the climate crisis, the company is criticized for contributing to environmental degradation. Amazon produces significant plastic waste, emits toxic and planet-heating gases from its vehicles and warehouses, and facilitates fossil fuel extraction. Amazon's waste management practices, such as discarding millions of products in a single warehouse, highlight deep-rooted issues. Instead of earnestly addressing Amazon's environmental impact, Bezos has expressed interest in preparing for Earth's escape. Following his space trip, he casually suggested moving polluting industries to space, and in the past, he has discussed building colonies in Earth's orbit to accommodate billions of people. Despite Wall-E's warnings of a potential grim future, his optimism lies in the potential for AI to usher in a new golden age. However, the movie also serves as a cautionary tale, illustrating how AI could erase centuries of progress and civilization. The responsibility placed on those in power to safely control AI will ultimately determine the future humanity experiences.